For more, Lena Moffitt joins me now from Washington, D.C. She is the director of the Sierra Club's Our Wild America campaign. Thanks so much for joining us, Lena. Why does all of this worry you so much?
Well, this is a particularly egregious move from what is potentially the most anti-environmentalist administration our country has ever known. This is the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge is a uniquely special place. Like you mentioned already, it's home to polar bears and grizzly bears and caribou. It's one of the last remaining intact ecosystems that's particularly important for hundreds of species that go there to have their babies, which is why it's been protected with overwhelming bipartisan support for decades. And now this administration has announced the first ever plans to open the entire region, all 1.5 million acres, to oil and gas exploration and production. And that's at a time when we're in an oil glut. We don't need this oil, and this place is most definitely too special to drill.
Right. You know, Lena, we'll never forget the Exxon Valdez disaster that hit Prince William Sound, Alaska. You know, part of what was so awful about that massive, massive spill was that it was so difficult to access. So the cleanup effort was just near impossible. So the environmental damage was, the consequences were just huge. Would that be at risk of happening with this new project? I mean, honestly, though, on that scale? Or no, have changes been made enough to stop that kind of disaster from happening?
Well, an oil spill is definitely one of the impacts that we worry about that would necessarily devastate this region if it opened to full exploration like the administration is saying they want to. And the fact that it is so remote, this is a place that doesn't even have roads. You have to take tiny, tiny little planes for hours to get there. So any oil spill of any size could be devastating here. And that's just one of the environmental impacts that threatens this region, again, if it's opened to actual drilling. It would also come with air pollution from the rigs, even just the building of the roads and the man camps that would have to go in to do the exploration could cause really serious impacts to the wildlife there that don't even see humans now. This is a place that, again, is so remote. These species have the place to themselves largely, and they're able to go there and have their babies. One of the reasons we're so concerned about this is that it's a key place where polar bears of the Beaufort Sea region go and have their babies. They den. And if disturbed, they could leave their dens, and that would threaten their babies.
Right. Lena, super quickly, I mean, can this be reversed, do you think, if Trump loses the election?
I think yes. This is an overwhelmingly unpopular decision. The Sierra Club and our 4 million members are putting together our lawsuit right now. We are going to see them in court, and we know that the Biden administration would oppose this for very good reason. It's bad business. It's bad for the native people that depend on this region. We hope they'll reverse it.
Lena, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. Now,